Hi, how's it going? It's been a few hours since I watched the Mario Galaxy movie for the first time. Today is April 12th, 2026, and I watched it a few hours ago, but I'm at home now, about to get ready for bed. But there were just so many things that I had to point out right now. So I'm gonna talk about it in this video. This is not a hate piece. The movie was freaking amazing. However, as such a long-time Mario stan, there were so many things that were just completely inaccurate that I wanted to point out for fun. It's not a hate piece. I really enjoyed the movie. You can tell they put so much time and effort into it. The animation was just absolutely mind-blowing. But yeah, do not watch this if you don't want spoilers. I'm basically gonna talk about everything that I was really surprised to see in the Mario Galaxy movie. Okay, so anyways, enjoy my silly PowerPoint presentation on the Mario Galaxy movie. Okay, so let's start with the very beginning of the movie, the very first scene. It starts with Rosalina in the Comet Observatory, which is basically the big cone-shaped ship from Mario Galaxy. It's also the hub world where you go into all of the different domes and select your select the star that you're gonna do. I was pretty amazed by this. It starts with her inside of the library. I'll put a picture from the actual game on the screen. But she's inside the library with all of the Lumas and she's about to read them a bedtime story, just like in the Mario Galaxy game. I'll give them 10 out of 10 for this. It was just like the game. I literally had goosebumps. I had goosebumps at a kid's movie. Bro, what am I doing? As she's about to read them the bedtime story, suddenly there's some commotion outside. Some bing bang booms outside. She goes outside and it's the Mega Leg boss, also from Super Mario Galaxy. I believe it is actually the very first Bowser level in Mario Galaxy 1, so I'll give them extra points for that. Why am I saying extra points like I'm the freaking Mario scholar? I'm just some random nobody on the internet. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is it was really cool to see this boss, and if you've actually played Mario Galaxy, you know that the person operating this robot is actually Bowser Jr. I really want to talk more about Bowser Jr.'s design, but I'm doing it later on for the purpose of the flow of my presentation. Bowser Jr. attacks Rosalina and the Lumas, and he actually kidnaps Rosalina and flies off. So that's the very first scene. So yeah, at the beginning I was like, bro, this is gonna be so good. I'm gonna freaking love this movie. And the Mega Leg boss, it also shot bullet bills just like in the game. So I was like, bro, this is so cool. But anyways, next. I've been talking about the first slide for like 10 minutes. The immediate next scene, I had a little bit of a problem with this, if you can guess what I'm about to say. It's not a hate piece, but just something I wanted to point out. So the immediate next scene is actually Mario and Luigi driving motorbikes through the Sand Kingdom from Mario Odyssey. The issue I had with this was I was a little bit confused at first because I thought it was the Mario Galaxy movie and they included such a big area from Super Mario Odyssey. But anyways, it is just a kids movie. Not going to get okay, yeah, it is just a kids movie, so I'm just talking about this for fun. But to give you some context, I have been waiting for the Mario Galaxy movie for like pretty much 5 years, maybe even before the first one came out, because I waited so long for the first one to come out as well. I knew they were making it like quite early on. So it's been 3 years since the first one, and I didn't look at any trailers, didn't look at any posters or anything, just to, you know, to keep myself from getting spoiled, because, you know, in movie trailers they show basically like 3/4 of the movies nowadays. In this scene, Mario and Luigi driving through Sand Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey. They also do talk to the Toasterines, the Mexican Tostarino town people. I haven't played Mario Odyssey in a bit, but I have 100%ed it. 100%ed it a long time ago. But I know these guys are based on the Mexican holiday Cinco de Mayo. It means Day of the Dead. You can search it up. They talk to the Toasterinas and they say, "We have an issue with our plumbing, please go and fix it." And then he points to the inside of the inverted pyramid and he says, "The issue is in there." So Mario and Luigi go in to inverted pyramid. They find, basically they just find a pipe that is blocked off by a bunch of rocks. So they pull the rocks away, and then Yoshi is inside there. I'll just spoil it for you right now. I gave you a warning at the beginning if you didn't want to be spoiled. But they unblock the pipe and Yoshi is inside of there. That's how they meet Yoshi. I don't really have much to say about how they introduced Yoshi. I quite enjoyed it. I feel like it was pretty good. But then again, it's hard to mess up such a loved and like valuable character. But yeah, they did a pretty good job with introducing Yoshi. It was quite cute and funny. I won't say much more. You should go and watch the movie for yourself. Would highly recommend to go and watch it for yourself if you even like know Mario. I think anyone can enjoy it because I did watch it with my dad and he knows like nothing about Mario and he said he quite enjoyed it. Okay, so next we have this area. Sorry, I'm just thinking about how to explain this this planet. Because this planet is called Gateway Galaxy in Super Mario Galaxy 1, but they did revamp this area into like a massive sort of airport in space for basically anyone to come through and travel to different galaxies. They did have this structure. This is the structure where Rosalina first appears in Super Mario Galaxy 1. They did have a like massive version of this structure, like an evolved version of it. That was basically like a giant airport for any citizen, like any living creature in space to come through and travel to different galaxies. It was basically like an airport. And this planet is also the starting planet on Mario Galaxy 1, the very first planet that you land on. When Mario gets knocked into space, he lands on this planet. There was a short clip where they actually flew past this planet, but I'm assuming the other place with this structure is actually called the Gateway Galaxy. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying, but this entire place as a whole is supposed to be Gateway Galaxy from Mario Galaxy 1, but they revamped it a little bit. Basically, they took away this structure and turned it into a big, different place somewhere else. Okay, yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this. Actually, I do, coming up on the next slide. Because I mentioned that place was like a massive airport. There were so many... sorry, I was about to swear, but there were so many bleeping characters that I was surprised to see in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. First of all, there are about 500 Piantas from Mario Sunshine. You know, I was a little bit confused because I thought the movie was going to be entirely about Super Mario Galaxy, and at no point in Mario Galaxy do we see the Isle Delfino residence. Stupid. There were way too many characters for me to talk about that appeared in this airport place, which was called Gateway Galaxy. Most of them being enemies from other Mario games. I had this one here because I completely forgot these guys existed. The wooden people from Mario Galaxy 2. I forgot what their names are because I've only been in Mario Galaxy 2 one time. I have never 100%ed it. but I am going to 100% it on my channel someday. I'm still replaying the first one on my channel. I want to get 100%. I've done it before, but only one time. So I'm redoing it on my channel because the first time I did it was before I started my YouTube channel. And yes, if you notice, in this place, the Pikmin also appear. Now, this was freaking crazy. I think this was the first moment where they showed a sort of spin-off character, a character that's not from the Mario universe. There were more characters that weren't from the Mario universe that appeared. I'm gonna talk about it on the next slides. There were just so many characters that I was surprised to see. Because the movie was nothing like I expected. I thought it was gonna be purely about Mario Galaxy, but they included so much stuff from other games, I was quite surprised. Some of it was implemented like pretty well. Some of it makes absolutely no sense at all, but it just looks super cool animation wise. Okay, next slide. I've been on this one for a bit. Yes, another character that I was just absolutely freaking mind blown. I was trying so hard not to react in the cinema. There were a bunch of like, dude, there was nobody my age in the cinema, be for real. It was all like little kids. It makes me wonder if these little kids are actually old enough to have played Mario Galaxy. Because tell me why they included Yukiki from Mario 64. My god. I was trying so hard not to react in the cinema. Just full of little kids. Dude, there's no way any of these kids would have recognized Yukiki from Mario 64. They probably don't even know what Mario 64 is. But yes, he did appear in the movie, and he stole a bunch of people's stuff, as he does in the game. I'll put a clip of it on screen if I can find it. I have 100% Mario 64 multiple times. I've beat the game over like 200 times because I used to do speedruns for fun. I wasn't that good. If you want to know, my 16-star PV is about 18 minutes. But moving on from that, let's go to the next slide. I was just so freaking shocked to see Mario 64 in the Mario Galaxy movie. Okay, anyways, next. King Wart from Super Mario Bros. 2. This was another interesting one because I have played Super Mario Bros. 2 for the NES, but I've never actually completed it. But the thing is, I have seen the ending of the game, and at the end of the game, Mario was actually asleep, and the entire game was actually a dream. So I've seen a few other people online saying, how can this guy exist if he was only inside of Mario's dream? But yes, he was in the movie. If you remember at the beginning, Rosalina got kidnapped. They went to the casino land from Super Mario 3D World. I'll put a clip on screen. But Super Mario 3D World, I have also 100%ed that game multiple times. I think about 2 or 3 times. But in Super Mario 3D World, I think it's World 7 is like the casino, like Bowser Disneyland theme park. But yes, they did visit that place, and he was there in the casino dealing some stuff. I don't know if that stuff was inappropriate for kids or not, but he was there playing the poker cards, playing the blackjack. He was also with Birdo, which was pretty cool. Birdo also appears from Super Mario Bros. 2, but we know that Birdo can exist outside of Mario's dream because Birdo has appeared in quite a few other Mario games. But yeah, this guy Wart, the only game he appeared in, well, maybe I'm wrong, the only time he appeared was in Super Mario Bros. 2, and this is his first return in like 30 years. But yeah, they interrogated him to get information on where Rosalina was being held. Anyways, next slide. Freaking Rob from Smash Bros. I do not know Rob from anywhere else besides Super Smash Bros. But he was in the movie as as one of the information booth people at the airport. I don't have much space to comment because I literally have no idea about Rob other than from Super Smash Bros. So anyways, let's move on. But he was in the movie. Let's move on to the next slide. Oh my god. Fox McCloud from Star Fox. Dude, I'll be honest, I also do not know him other than from Smash Bros. I also know Falco from Smash Bros. But yeah, he was in the movie and he actually had a super big role. He was literally on screen for, well, he was literally in the movie for longer than Rosalina because he helped Mario and gang to fly around through space because there weren't that many Lumas around to transform into sling stars or the star shooters from Mario Galaxy. He was literally in the movie, he was literally like in the movie for so long. He was probably in the movie for longer than Rosalina, honestly. You know, I wanted to hate and say that it makes no sense. It makes a little bit of sense because he explained that he was flying around with his gang, Falco and Froggy and don't know their names, sorry. And then he suddenly got sucked into some portal, and then he was in Mario Galaxy. They did show his team like briefly, but he was the only one that got sucked into Mario Galaxy. They showed Falco like pretty briefly, if I'm not mistaken. I'm talking about Falco because I like Falco in Smash Bros. I play Falco a little bit in Smash Bros. I was gonna be critical. I was gonna be that guy and say that it's terrible, why would he be in the Mario movie, but his design was freaking awesome. His design actually was so cool. So I can't even hate. There was also a part where the Loomis were copying him. They put on little, you see his like, what type of jacket is this called? They put on the like little, the Loomis were all wearing little puffer jackets and they were like acting like him. It was so funny. It was so funny. They were trying to act tough like him. But the one problem I did have is, if you've played Mario Galaxy 1 to the end, you would know that the Comet Observatory actually doubles as a spaceship, right? I'll put a clip on screen, but once you have enough stars, the Comet Observatory flies to Bowser's location. But when they were flying the Comet Observatory, they actually had Fox McCloud controlling it. You know, I was a little bit upset because it should be Mario is the one who's doing it. But you know, it's just a kid's movie. I don't really have much say. But I just really felt like it should have been Mario driving the ship instead of Fox McCloud, because it sort of steals the spotlight away from Mario. But it was really cool, and I guess it kind of does make sense because he has experience flying all of the spaceships. Okay, I've been on this slide for a little bit. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, yes, back to Bowser Jr.'s design. I need to talk about Bowser Jr.'s design because it leads to my next point about more characters that I was flipped out to see in the Mario Galaxy movie. So on the left, we have his design from Super Mario Sunshine. Well, actually no, not from Sunshine. I just grabbed this image. I said from Sunshine because I'm talking about the paintbrush. He uses his paintbrush as the main weapon. In Mario Sunshine, he doesn't have the clown cart, but in the movie, he uses the paintbrush as his main weapon. He also does bring in the clown cart a little bit, but in the movie, it seemed like the paintbrush was way too OP. Sorry, let me rephrase it. It seemed like the paintbrush was way too strong compared to what it is in the actual games. I'm talking about Mario Sunshine specifically, because he was actually able to use the paintbrush to transform into his design from Super Mario Wonder. It does make sense, but I didn't really think it was accurate to the Mario lore. Well, I guess they can implement this now and I would be fine with it. But going back to the paintbrush in Super Mario Sunshine, I have beaten it before, never 100%. But from my understanding, you can only use the paintbrush to summon like small to moderately large enemies. Like he can only summon Goombas and like big piranha plants from the paint. So to my freaking surprise, when in the final fight against Bowser Jr., he just starts summoning like all these freaking random things. The first one being Mr. Game & Watch. Actually, Bowser Jr. doesn't summon Mr. Game & Watch. He actually drops the paintbrush and Luigi picks it up, and then Mario's like, quickly Luigi, draw something to defeat him, and then Luigi just starts random scribble, and then somehow Mr. Game & Watch comes out and starts fighting Bowser Jr. and Dry Bowser. That's a spoiler, by the way. Bowser does turn into Dry Bowser and they fight. He fights with Bowser Jr. So the final fight is Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi versus Bowser Jr. and Dry Bowser. Somehow Luigi managed to summon Mr. Game & Watch with Bowser Jr.'s paintbrush, and then Mr. Game & Watch comes out and starts just like freaking beating them up. He even does the hammer attack from Smash Bros. He does it on Dry Bowser and he hits the 9. He hits the 9, which is like the strongest hammer attack. At this point, I was kind of like, what the heck is going on? I thought this was supposed to be Mario Galaxy Movie. Why is Dry Bowser and Mr. Game & Watch here when they never appear in Super Mario Galaxy? But anyways, I forgot how Mr. Game & Watch leaves. I think Dry Bowser just hits him and then he melts back because he was made of the paint. But then suddenly... Okay, no, wait. I thought the next slide was something else. But yeah, here are some other power-ups I was pretty excited to see. They got the Cloud Flower, the drill suit. I know this picture is from Mario Wonder, but the drill also does appear in Mario Galaxy. And Yoshi also got access to the balloon fruit. I actually don't know what this is called. What it's called. It's one of the Yoshi fruits, but it's the one that turns him into a balloon. Right here on the screen. I don't know why I'm pointing to it. Next slide. Suddenly, just out of nowhere, Bowser Jr. summoned the Ruined Kingdom dragon from Mario Odyssey. I was just like, bro, what the hell is going on? It almost felt like this movie has been like TikTok brainified, where they just are putting throwing so much random stuff at you in such a short period. Somehow Bowser Jr. managed to summon Ruined Kingdom Dragon from Super Mario Odyssey out of the paint. Even though I mentioned before, from my understanding, he can only summon like pretty small or moderately large enemies like the piranha plants and the Goombas. By some freaking miracle of God, he was able to summon the Ruined Kingdom dragon from Super Mario Odyssey. Again, something that's not from Super Mario Galaxy, it's from Super Mario Odyssey. I feel like they kind of ruined this character a little bit, because they could have saved it for an actual Super Mario Odyssey movie. I can probably think of 3 to 4 other ways that they could have introduced the Ruined Kingdom dragon other than just it randomly coming out of Bowser Jr.'s paintbrush. You know, at first I was like, why the hell is this even here? But I can't even hate because the animation just looked like it just looked so good. I can't even hate because visually it just looked freaking crazy. But the way that they actually defeated it made no freaking sense at all in the Mario like universe. It made no freaking sense. You can see he actually grabbed... I have no idea where the freaking red star power-up appeared from, but if you've played far enough into Mario Galaxy 1, you would know, I want to say post-game, but I don't think it is. I think it's just very late game. You actually find the red star, and Mario transformed into this. You know, in the game, it's not supposed to give him any extra strength. It's purely a mobility power-up that allows him to fly. But somehow in the movie, the red star, it appeared out of nowhere. Mario picked it up, and then he flew up super high, dived down, crashed into the dragon, and it was defeated. Yeah, made no sense at all. I thought Ruined Kingdom Dragon was supposed to be one of the strongest boss in the Mario universe. In the entire Mario universe I'm talking about. And it died to not even a strength power-up, but a mobility power-up. And something I just realized is that he did do the spin attack. At this point, he did do the spin attack while he was wearing the red star power-up. He did do the spin attack, but he didn't have Baby Luma on him. He didn't have Baby Luma underneath his hat. I'm heading to Reddit right now, typing on my freaking mechanical keyboard. Actually, he did the spin attack, but nobody gave him Baby Luma. And Baby Luma did show up at the very beginning of the movie, but then never to be seen again for the rest of the whole movie. Maybe I'm wrong. But by Baby Luma, I'm talking about the sort of apricot or like fair skin color, sort of like my hand, fair skin colored Luma that Rosalina gives Mario in the actual game that allows him to do the spin attack. Yeah, he never had that in the whole game. He never had that in the whole movie, but somehow he was able to do the spin attack. So they messed up there a little bit. I think they probably overlooked that. But yeah, I know I've been on this slide for a long time. You know, I was trying so hard to like not get slightly pissed off, but I literally cannot hate because the animation was just freaking crazy. I really want everyone, if you're still watching this, I know it's a lot, you probably don't even care. I'm just freaking yapping about children's movies, but if you're still watching this, 10,000% recommend. Please go and watch the movie. It was so freaking good. Don't just watch the movie inside of TikTok and Instagram Reels. Go and watch movies. It is good for you. It's more healthy than just blah blah scrolling. Anyways, next slide. Oh yeah. Bro, this, I can't even lie, this was kind of disappointing. Massive spoiler warning. If you're still watching, click off right now, because at the end of the movie, or pause so people can click off, but at the end of the movie they revealed that, oh, not even at the end of the movie, but like halfway through, they revealed that Rosalina is Peach's older sister. Now as the ultimate Mario scholar, you should freaking listen to me right now when I say, in Super Mario Galaxy, Rosalina says herself, well actually I don't know whether she says it herself, but in one of the books in the library in Mario Galaxy, it literally explicitly says that Rosalina has no other family besides a brother and a father as well. Why would they include this in the movie? You know, I just have no idea why they included this. Why? Well, I guess they included it for story purposes. They made Peach her younger sister. It is just completely inaccurate to the Mario lore. I have to go to sleep soon, otherwise my mom and dad will get angry at me. But yeah, one last slide. Daisy didn't appear the entire movie, however, she did appear in the post-credits, so they're obviously going to make more Mario movies. But actually, yeah, Daisy's design did look really cool. I was low-key attracted to her physically. Yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. If you made it here, thank you so much for watching. I know this is just a slop video where I talk about children's movies. It is not a bad movie by any means. It is absolutely amazing. I would 1,000,000% recommend. Anyone of any age, any demographic can watch the movie. But yeah, there were just a lot of inaccuracies that I wanted to talk about as the absolute Mario scholar. Thanks so much for watching if you made it here. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time.